Hi all, welcome back. Cynthia here, starting my new bullet journal. So you would have seen on Facebook and on Instagram, I put up vote up on whether I should use my Scribbles That Matter or the Lemon bullet journal. And the Scribbles That Matter won by 2 votes. So started off here. The first 2 pages or the first 2 layouts are pretty much exactly the same. The first one is the year ahead or year at a glance, which is basically birthdays, anniversaries, and dates like that. And then the next one was dates to remember. So that's more appointments and events that I might have coming up in the future. I shall keep them there. So both of those carried over from my last bullet journal, which I recently did a total flip through. So if you didn't see that, I'll make sure I link it above and you can go and have a look at that. Also carried this one over from my previous one, which is movies. So I will document the movies that we go and see. And I'll also do a little drawing or a sketch which just represents the movie and give it a bit of a star rating. So that was also in my previous bullet journal and I like that, so we'll continue it over. But I think they're the only two yearly spreads that I will be putting in the book. Other than that, it's just monthly. So all the ones that I had in my previous one, a year and a pixel, not carrying that through, and a few others that I'm not going to carry through either, I should say. So what am I doing here? So September for me is the beginning of spring, so I'm going to do a bit of a spring layout. Being a new book, I thought I would try some different coloured pens, which I couldn't really use in my previous book because they all bled through. But I don't like it. Really don't like the way it looks. I thought with my new one I was going to use all these new pens that I had brought previously that I haven't used, but I think I will just stick to my watercolour pencils. I just like the way they look. And I don't think I will really get into the Tombow markers and these other colour pens that I have here as well. I come back a little bit later on towards the end and I do a little bit of watercolouring over top of the bloom and plant it to try to soften it up a little bit. I don't like the way it looks at the moment, but it's there now so it can stay. So just sketching in a branch, and I'm going to put some little flowers on it, put September. I will come back in and stamp in the month. I did that off camera, I forgot to show that. So just under the word September here, I'll put in a little calendar. I've purchased a little monthly stamp and also I'll use that each month. I think at this stage that's the plan anyway. Trying to draw in some little daffodils here. Found them a little bit tricky to draw for my level, but they turn out okay. I think once I colour them in and put some colour into them, you get the idea of what they're meant to be. So when I do colour in, I generally go in with one colour, the lighter colour, and then I slowly add the different colours on top to give some dimension and some definition to the image. So just going back in now, adding some green to the stems and to that one there that has an open, and just, as I said before, giving it a little bit of definition. Going to add some more colour to the branches and the leaves here, bring in a little bit of that green and then bring in a little bit of the pink and purple, which is all on the other side in the bloom where you are planted, saying. So that just helps tie the 2 pages together. And this is where I come back in with that watercolour pencils, as I say, just to sort of soften up that area. So I've gone in and I did some swatches of all my pens and pencils that I thought I might use in this bullet journal, but as I said, I don't think I'll use very many of those at all. I'll probably just stick to true and trusty watercolour pencils. So I will continue each month with the trackers that I track, so I don't track too many things, just the standard, growth and the YouTube and Instagram and so forth. So there's a couple of those in there, and I keep track of my crafty spends, so I'll continue that on. I'll put both of those here. Coming back in here and going to put down the side here something to say, so that's where I'll do a line or two a day, just capping what happened in the day. And that's pretty much all I do on camera. I come back in here in a moment and give you a flip through, and through the flip through I show you the actually weekly setups as well. So there's the future events and dates to remember, and I just flip through here. So thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please give me a thumbs up and stay tuned until next end of the month when I do a flip through and set up for next month. As always, everyone have a lovely day, a lovely week or a lovely month, and I will talk to you on the next video. Until then, bye.